Hey, everybody, welcome back to Friday Morning. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, wherever else you're seeing this, I'm Bill Caskey. I've been busy this week down in Charlotte, North Carolina, stayed in Kings Mill, South Carolina, visiting a client down there in a beautiful part of the world. Just great. Stayed in this little village, Marriott down there. It was really nice. Anyway, that's not why you came, to find out what my travels looked like. You're here because you are interested in creating leverage in your business. And every month we have a program we call the Insider, and it's a very low tuition, $97 a month. And we meet and we talk about things there, as I always say, that nobody else is talking about. So this could be things about planning. This could be ideas about YouTube video, ideas about lead gen. I believe that a lot of the sales coaching and training industry is stuck in the 1980s and 1990s. And so in this Insider group, got about 60, 80 people in there. We talk about things nobody talks about. So today at noon Eastern, and this is a blatant pitch for you to join me then, we're going to be talking about the Expert Frameworks. And the Expert Frameworks is my tagline for you as a sales professional, business owner, VP of sales. You're an expert. You know what you're doing. You know your way around the industry that you're in. And unfortunately, selling and pitching and convincing and persuading shouldn't be part of that. To which you'll say, well, no, Bill, I've got to sell, I've got to bring in revenue. Yeah, you have to bring in revenue, but I want you to do it around some frameworks that are proven to work. So I'm going to give you one today that we're going to talk about at length today at noon. The Insider program starts at noon to 1:15 Eastern. Again, I don't know if I said it's $97 a month. There's follow-up, there's handouts. The handout that I'm going to just show you one page of today, you'll get if you sign up by noon. So I want you to be on that call at noon. If not, I want to give you something of value today, and that is what I call the AI prompt framework. I call it that because that's what it is. There's nothing fancy about the title, but I want you to use AI as a tool of leverage. As I've said, there are two inputs for you to grow your business. You want to be more successful. You want to be exponentially more wealthy. You want to not work any more hours, but get maximum juice out of the squeeze each day. And to do that, it's not just a labor effort, it's a leverage effort. You have to leverage. You have to leverage your time, leverage your talent, leverage your wisdom, leverage your assets. And if you really want to grow, you've got to get into the game of leverage. A lot of people talk about it, but very few people really have it nailed down. And that's what I hope to do today, is give you one more leverage point that you can use. And AI is that leverage point. So I've created something. It's just, I know everybody loves acronyms. Hang with me. Hang with me 1 second here. I have somebody coming over to fix something at the house, and I thought they were here. They said they weren't going to be here till later. But so here it is. Everybody loves everybody loves acronyms. Here's the first one: CARE, content. Context. Whenever you're prompting AI, you have to give it the context. So if I'm going to prompt AI, and let's just say that I want to create a series of videos for VPs of sales on, 3 ways they can motivate their sales team. Well, I wouldn't just go in and say, give me 3 videos on how to motivate your sales team. I would have to give it some context. I am a sales coach and a business coach and consultant, and I work with business to business sales teams all over the country, typically between 10 salespeople and 100. And I have a specific philosophy that I follow that is A, B, and C. And I believe that if I am to grow my business, I've got to be speaking to VPs of sales. So I'd like to create a 3-part video series. That's the context. You may say, geez, that sounds like a lot. But remember, AI is like a college intern or an intern on their first week. You wouldn't just say, go shoot a video for me. You'd give them some context. You'd say, look, here's what we're trying to accomplish. Here's the goal. Here's the mission. You've got to give AI that same context. If you don't, you will not be happy with what comes back. Now, eventually, once you train your AI to learn about how you work, you might not have to give it that context every time because it kind of knows what you do. But at first, if you're just starting out, you got to give it. Okay, so that's the C. A is the next part of the prompt. It's just the action step. What do you want the task to be? What do you want AI to do? Do you want it to give you 5 ideas on videos? Do you want to have you give it 5 ideas or have it give you 5 ideas on videos plus the opening hook, plus the 3 tips, plus the call to action on each one? Whatever it is you want it to do, tell it. Now, you have to be careful about having it do too much because it'll get a little confused. So I would bite those off. So what you might say is, look, I'm after you do the context, you'd say, I want to have you produce 3 good video titles and with a brief 1-sentence description after that, and then 3 tips that might go along with that. And you might even need to tell it, don't use certain words. Don't use the word skyrocket, which AI loves the word skyrocket. Delve, AI loves the word delve. But you've got to define the task. What do you want it to show you? And sometimes you'll need to pause it. Say, okay, now after you do this, pause until I come back with further instructions. So if you want it to have it create the video titles, then you might say, pause until I decide which titles I want, and then we'll go to the next step, which is blah, blah, blah. So the output or the action that you want it to take is important. That's the A. So we got C, context, A, action. 3 is role. What role do you want it to play? How smart do you want it to be? How good do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a world-class copywriter? Do you want it to be a marketing consultant? Do you want it to be a Kinsey-like, coach or consultant? Do you want it to be a college professor? Whatever you want the role to play, the role that it needs to play to accomplish this task that you've given it, tell it exactly. So when I'm shooting videos, I might say, act as a video marketing specialist working primarily in the business-to-business space. So I might say that. I might go into a little bit of detail. Don't give it so much detail that it doesn't know what to do with it, but you've got to help it. You've got to help it by creating some kind of role. So that's the R. The E, final point of this is examples. Do you have some good examples? For example, if I'm asking it to create some video titles, I might say, here are some titles that I like. Maybe these are titles that your AI produced for you. Maybe there's things you've seen on YouTube. Maybe you just came up with, those kind of cool titles. Also, give it those you don't like. I don't like titles with colons in them. I like titles that are how-to. I like titles that are 7 words or fewer. I like titles that have an action verb. I like titles that create a little suspense and drama. However you want it to proceed, you have to sometimes give it some examples. I find I use Claude, Claude.ai, but they're all good. ChatGPT, I use that a little bit too. They're very good at this. If you're clear about examples, it will come back with something it will mind you. It will mind your prompts and your instructions. So context is the C, the A is the action, the R is the role you want it to play, and the E are some examples. If you do this and get practice at it, get good at it, you might have to do this a few times. That's fine. Okay. Free giveaway today. We're going to be giving away the audio book called 12 Bold Moves. You can go to 12boldmoves.com/audiobook. It's free. It's complimentary. You'll get an email with the link and you can put it right on your iPhone. And it's me reading. It's not an AI. It's me reading the book that we came out with last year. Also, if you're interested, the Expert Frameworks, that happens today. It's the Insider program, starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, runs for 75 minutes. The tuition is $97 a month. We'd love to see you there. And I hope this has been helpful to you. The AI framework, you've got to get good at this leverage, get good at using the tools. And I will talk to you hopefully next week.